Hello, Janice King here from Tarot Reading London, and welcome to my April 2020 energy update. I'm so happy it's spring. Hasn't it been gorgeous weather? I mean, a little bit chilly today, bit of a shock to the system, but nevertheless, it's all moving in the right direction, which is great. So every month it is my practice to take 4 cards to help us all navigate through the month ahead. And the first card I take is always to ask what will be the overarching energy for the month ahead, and that this month is the Queen of Swords. So as you can see, I'm using the Life Code deck, which is my new deck, so all of the images will be from that deck. And here we can see the Queen of Swords showing up as could be a dominatrix, could be like an ambitious businesswoman who's not going to be held back by any man. She is the tough love queen, isn't she? She's great. She is the best friend who's not going to sugarcoat the truth for you. She's going to tell it like it is. She's going to tell you to dry your eyes and just get on with it. Okay, we all need a best friend like that. And this is the energy that's going to really serve you best in the month ahead. So I'm going to be your tough love best friend this month. So here she is. Now, she is the sort of the businesswoman. So this would be a really good month to get super practical. Might be a good idea to fire up a new spreadsheet, get the figures done, work out what needs to be done strategically and get the job done. There's no sentiment here. There's no emotions. Swords in tarot are always about how we use our minds objectively and strategically. So they are in absolute opposition to our emotions. So they counter our emotions, which is the Suit of Cups. And this reading brilliantly brings that whole thing to life, because that's what this reading is absolutely about. So the Queen of Swords is a bit of a gritty energy, but she's strong. She's empowered. She's in no way a victim of circumstance. She's literally just getting to grips with whatever the situation is and dealing with it, sorting it out and taking appropriate action. So what will be our challenge this month? And here we are coming back to the idea of swords versus cups, mind versus emotions. If we look at this card, the 5 of Cups, which is what is going to be our biggest challenge, we will see that it's a very emotional card. And the guy is sitting at what looks like a grave. So he's sitting mourning the loss of something that's gone before, something that hasn't worked out. He's disappointed, he's sad, he's not feeling good. It is a difficult card, absolutely. Now, there is no doubt at all, for many of us, there have been enormous challenges. Life has been throwing one big issue at us after another. Whether globally or whether personally, it just feels like it keeps on coming. It's like being in the wicket with Derek Underwood throwing balls at you from every direction. It's very, very tough. And the speed is incredible. And it's left us all feeling completely punch drunk and often really down and quite sad. But that's not going to help us. As I said, the tough love queen tells you, dry your eyes and get on with it. Now, we're not going to want to this month. We're going to want to dwell. That's what this guy is doing. He's dwelling at the graveside. He wants to explore his feelings. That isn't going to help. We've got to move on. If we look at the card, we can see that even though the energy feels quite dark, there is a tunnel. There is light at the end of the tunnel. We can see there is a way out. We can see there is a way forward. We just have to take action. We have to move on. We can't be bogged down in negative emotions and feeling defeated and feeling depressed and sad. We've just got to get to grips with what is. And we're not going to want to this month. Okay, so what do we need to positively embrace? And we've got another swords card. This time we've got the King. Now, the King of Swords is a powerful character. Here you can see he's shown as a judge, but often in readings he might show up as a lawyer or a doctor. So he makes decisions. He's the decision maker in tarot. And he often can come across as a bit of a cold character because he's swords, he's uninformed by emotion. In fact, he deliberately does not employ emotion or sentiment in his decision making. He makes his decisions based on what he believes to be the right thing. What is the right thing to do? A doctor doesn't allow his own sentiment or the emotions of others to cloud his judgment when making the decisions that are going to change people's lives or going to make people better. Whatever it is, he's going to make the hard call. And that's what this card is all about. So while it might feel a little cold, it's by necessity. So whatever decisions you need to make this month, make them. Don't buy into your feelings. Don't buy into the feelings of those around you. You have to lead the way, and you have to lead the way objectively. There's no room for sentiment. There's no room for feeling bad. We've just got to do it. So quite tough, but quite empowered, because when the King of Swords is called to action, it's because there's an important decision to make which is going to make a difference. And that's really important. It's going to make a difference. And that's what we want, isn't it? We want to make a difference in our own lives, maybe in the lives of others, but we do it by being very clear and being very strategic and being very, mind focused. So the last card I usually draw is a call on my spirit guides to bring in their perspective and to bring in their advice and their message to all of us for the month ahead. And we have the card Wisdom. And this is a really lovely card. Look at this guy. He looks like a superhero, doesn't he? He's like, look at me. I have all these skills. And when we look at the card, we can see he has come from somewhere. There are mountains at the back of him. So he has been through challenges. He's climbed mountains. He's done the work. And he has learnt a bunch of stuff. And he has gained experience and therefore has new wisdom. And the other thing that we can see about this card is that it's dawn. So as we can see, the sky is dark at the top, but it's light at the bottom, which means the sun is rising. So we're coming out of a darker period. I know that might be hard to believe, but nevertheless, I keep saying it. We are moving in the right direction. Now, this card tells you that you now have the benefit of some form of experience in order to make decisions, right? King of Swords, moving forward. And that you are in the process, hopefully we all are in the process of some kind of transformation. We have been able to see what hasn't worked. So we can look at what hasn't worked historically, so we can make proper decisions moving forward. We're not going to look at what hasn't worked and just get all down in the dumps about it and all defeatist about it. We're going to go, right, that didn't work. I learned from that. Whatever it was, I'm going to do it differently next time. I'm going to make the decisions I need to transform myself into the person that I decide I'm going to be, in the experience I decide I'm going to have, in the life I decide I'm going to live. Because that's the point. With this card, wisdom, we are in effect being born again. We are starting a new day. We're starting a new period. We are remaking ourselves and our lives. So our King of Swords is telling us that it's going to be really important this month to make decisions that have to be made. Choose wisely. Wisdom, right? Choose wisely, and don't let emotions bog you down. It's not going to help, however tempting it might be to go, yeah, but I feel. Nope, not going to help. You just got to do it. You just got to roll up your sleeves, as I said, metaphorically or literally, and just get done what needs to be done. Make what decisions need to be made, and make them now. Really, really important. So quite a strong reading. I really like it. Swords versus Cups, mind versus emotions, and how strategic and effective we can be. So I hope you found the reading interesting. I hope you found it useful. I hope it's resonated for you in some really positive way, because that's how it's meant. And I'm going to say goodbye, and I will see you next month with the next energy update. I always find it really interesting to see what comes up every month. I'm always here for a reading if you need one, and I will say goodbye in the meantime. Bye-bye.